Hi there, this is Nadia, the astrologer for people who do not believe in astrology but want to hear their February forecast, which is what it is, the forecast for February 2025 for Libras. Before I talk about Libras specifically, let me play you a short video where I talk about the astrology of February. If you've already heard it, skip to the next section. Notice the background? This is the apartment that we just started renting and are renovating now. But this is not why I'm filming here. I'm filming it here because this is the perfect metaphor for where we are in the beginning of 2025 astrologically. Now, I love the astrology of 2025-2026, although it contains a frankly scary and confusing conjunction of Saturn and Neptune. But what I love about it is that by the end of 2026, we will be in a completely new era. I will get into it more in the summer months when the glimpses of this new era will be more present with us. But it's kind of like this apartment, you know, the new apartment will be here. It's just impossible to say at the moment how exactly it will be different from the old apartment that was here before we deconstructed everything. So in January, we were mostly dealing with old stuff or with the consequences of what happened in 2024. And in February, we begin kind of the same way. Mars is still retrograde. The super slow planets that take years to move through just one sign, they are all, except for Pluto, still in the old signs. They will move to the new signs in the summertime. But things start picking up slowly, very much like our renovation plans. We still need to do some work on what is here, you know, getting rid of something, cleaning up a little bit. But then the new things will slowly start becoming more and more important. So what are we looking at? Venus, the planet of beauty and pleasure and love, moves from Pisces to Aries on the 4th of February. This is a bit of a downgrade for her, but a very useful one. Two slow planets that I keep talking about, Saturn and Neptune, will move into Aries and will form an extremely important and influential conjunction there. It is not an easy one, but it has a lot of potential. And Venus, because of its retrograde, in the next 2 months, it will be crossing it 2 times and then again in May. And it will start giving us clues. Specifically, it will start giving us clues about what could there be in this area of your chart, where the beginning of Aries is, that is so beautiful and so worthy and so valuable and so seductive probably, that you wouldn't mind doing the work that Saturn and Neptune will require you to do later on. Jupiter, the planet of luck and abundance, is ending its retrograde, goes direct also on the 4th. It will need a bit of time to pick up speed, but in general, now it is more powerful than ever since it entered Gemini in the last summer. So if you were a little bit disappointed with the performance of Jupiter in Gemini, this is the time when it can redeem itself. We also have a bombastic full moon in Leo on the 12th. We have a curious, gentle, and kind of very nice new moon in Pisces on the 28th. On the 24th, Mars goes direct, and new things will start popping up here and there from then on. On the first couple of days of February, Venus will be interacting with dreamy Neptune in your solar house of day-to-day obligations and routines. And this is where you are apparently supposed to get some peace and healing. Routines can be a meditative practice for you, Libra people. You are uniquely gifted in organizing your day-to-day life in a very artful and calming manner. So use those gifts and enjoy it 1st to 3rd of February. With this same Venus, your planetary ruler, moving on to the next sign of Aries and to your solar house of partnerships on the 4th of February, you may experience a strengthened motivation to do those partnerships right. This is one area of your life that you are actually supposed to love. And if you don't quite love it yet, or if you want to keep loving it for a very long time, it is something worth working on. And you will have to do some work here once Saturn and Neptune get into Aries by summertime. At the very latest, you will have to do some work here in 2026. Means working on a specific relationship or on your approach to building relationships in general. So to get an orientation and an idea of what could be so good that you wouldn't mind working on it, work with Venus that will be going back and forth around this area of your chart in February and March, and then also in May. Mars will also be going back and forth, but in your 10th solar house of career and all things official. If you are fighting a good fight there, have patience. It will end its retrograde and station direct on the 24th, which is when things will speed up a little bit. Be sure to use what you have learned since October to have a different, better result this time. Jupiter turning direct on the 4th will give you a green light in projects related to education, media, or international affairs. If there's a creative project that is your baby and you want people to know more about it, then this would be a good time to look for some media attention. Full moon on the 12th will shed light on what is going on with your tribe, the people you know who more or less share your goals and aspirations. Like, do you have one? What are their goals? There is a stressful aspect to this full moon. So if there is some disharmony in your situation, try to approach it creatively. New moon on the 28th falls into your house of routines and day-to-day tasks that I was talking about in the beginning of the forecast. And it is supported by Jupiter, which may feel like too much of a good thing sometimes, but it's a good time to invest more in routines that give you more hope and optimism. Well, if you have questions, there's a comment section where you can ask them. And that was your forecast for February, Libra. Have a good one.